My name is Caroline Ortiz, and today I'm going to be talking about the environment. I'm going to be talking about the environment at a national level, though, because there's some issues that need to be confronted about the environment. So, for my opening statement, chess helps you concentrate and improve your logic. It teaches you to play by the rules and teaches you responsibility for your actions and how problems are solved, and to understand the environment. And that was done by Gary Subo. I'm comparing chess to the environment because there's certain things that we need to take responsibility as humans, because we don't look into that aspect as much when it comes to the environment. So the environment's been taking a toll for years now, since we keep doing things without looking into our actions, just like chess. So I'll be discussing those changes with us today. And have you guys ever looked around the neighborhood and noticed, like, oh, is this clean? If this is like cleanliness or anything? Well, probably not, because most of the stuff that are around our neighborhood are covered in buildings, or they're not just like there anymore, because a bunch of people are doing construction, and since we have construction, there's no more land for us to prosper as humans. So I would like to explain about what's happening to our environment and take the time to look into our community, because we're having a toll on our diet and the land, and also how animals are being affected by the environment. So the first point I'm going to talk about is the human diet. So of birds left in the world, 70% of them are poultry and other birds, and the mammals left are 60% livestock, and 63 of those are pigs, and 4% are wildlife. So that means we're taking most of our overproduction. So most of the animals that we have, we're using it towards food and not leaving it to the wild. So when we don't leave things in the wild, we have issues with the ecosystem. So if we don't have the prey or predator at the top, we do not have the food chain going down equally. And when we don't have the food chain going down equally, that has issues of becoming producing things, or just how nature flows naturally. And just people justify saying, oh, we can isolate the animals, keeping them in farms, and they'll be better protected there. But when we do isolation, that does still messes up the food chain and how things need to naturally work when it comes to the human diet. So that's the first point of human diet. We're overproducing, we're killing the animals more, and we're not leaving anything to nature so it can take its natural course. And with the main idea number 2, we're having undiscovered species. So for undiscovered species, we are killing animals even before we're discovering them. There's like 83% of animals being killed even before it's being discovered. Ecologically speaking, species extinction is normal. So like people die, so do animals. That's normal. But our current extinction rate is actually 1,000% higher, and that is from the New Times. It's kind of bad that it's 1,000% higher, but we're producing as humans a lot, but animals aren't producing at the same rate as us. So as animals die faster, there's a bunch of species we don't know. We don't know if a species can cure something, but we kill it off before it actually happened. And also in 40 years, 5 classes of vertebrae have declined by 58%. We're part of the vertebrate class, and there's a couple other classes, but like half of our percentage of vertebrae have died down on extinction, which is now become extinction debt, which is just a fancy word for when the population was high and peak, it was killed off immediately at that point, and then they don't exist anymore. So permanent extinction debt, they're like interchangeable. And that's what's happening with species because we're not taking care of the environment. Now for the third idea, it's protected areas, the lands that's being depleted, like I mentioned earlier about us consuming too much and having too much land being taken over. Protected areas like zoos, protected areas like Antarctica. Emperor penguins used to be on the endangered list, but now they've moved away from that area and they consider them less threatening, which does not make sense. But since we don't have the money and the time to go towards those animals, we do not have the funding to protect them anymore. And since Antarctica is actually a very diverse place, if no one puts money into that area, all those species can be dead in years, because polar bears are going through the same thing, back and forth being endangered and not the endangered list, with more global warming and what's happening. So that's what I want to leave it off at. We won't have a society if we destroy the environment, and that's from Margaret Mead. Thank you.